Okay, so hey everybody, welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix Platinum Trophy Run. The next trophy, I don't actually know how the trophy itself is gonna run, but I'm pretty sure I just have to do all the tournaments, period, even the time trial ones, and then I'll get the final trophies. It'll pop up on screen regardless, but from now on, up till the 4th stream for, like, this game, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, I was actually just posting entire VODs on YouTube from Twitch, regardless of how long they are. From now on, I'm only going to make them about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how long it actually takes to get things done. Also, I have no... Okay, good. Oh, wow, it's not enough to kill? That's not enough to kill? Yo, that's horrible. That's a little magic wasted. But, anyway, I've got a timer off to the side because how I've been doing it since the start of Kingdom Hearts 3. Critical, we're just going to do 1 hour segments for, like, archiving and putting it on YouTube and all, because that's way too much for people. I understand, like, especially if I upload that every day. And then for everyone here on Twitch, however much you watch is however much you watch, and then it'll be much easier to find the spots that you missed, since they'll be separated into parts, you know? Oh, how Kingdom Hearts 3 spoiled us with magic? Not really. I still don't find magic all that crazy in critical mode, at least. The reason Kingdom Hearts 3 spoiled us with magic was because of all the upgraded, like, finishers. So, like, if you were using Fyra or Fyra or Fyraga, then you got the next step. So you either got Fyra, Fyraga, or Fyraza if you kept doing them in a combo. But critical mode makes it take twice as long to fill up that meter and cut your magic in half, which essentially gives you 25% of the potential magic spam that we had on any other difficulty, even Proud. So, yeah. I don't know, critical mode kind of ruined magic for me. Okay, so that's throwing me off how I just got done playing Kingdom Hearts 3 like a couple days ago. And I'm still not used to how Kingdom Hearts 1 is the only game where you have to double click for healing. Oh, dang it. Come on. Yeah, if I could just keep getting her like this, and then when the time comes, I gotta use Arse to really destroy her. This star does not stop. Stop. So note to self, don't do crit mode on Kingdom Hearts 3. No, it's fine. It's actually a challenge. My problem is that I don't know certain game mechanics. And dude, I was like, I still feel like I was rightfully salty at certain things in the game, whereas others, eventually I just realized, oh, that was my fault. I just didn't understand why it was my fault. But the one thing I'll never get over is the combo thing. And whether or not once more a second chance should kick in if the enemy still has you in a quote-unquote combo. Because Kingdom Hearts 3 is the only game where it's any different whatsoever. The only game. That is my only actual undying gripe with the game. I don't like, and it was even explained to me, and I was like, no, I don't like that. That's like not even good enough of a reason. Like hitting a wall or like literally anything that ended with, if I'm vulnerable and I don't retaliate, I'm still not in a combo sometimes. Like it just, oof. I don't know, man. That just kept driving me up the wall. I went back and watched some of it, and sometimes it really did look like I just wasn't timing things right. But I know in practice, I was like spamming guard, but that's also my problem is I was spamming guard. So, like for Vanitas, for example, Vanitas is just obnoxious because of the way that he sometimes psychs you out and just like sidesteps. Whereas other characters, like, you can see and predict exactly what they're gonna do, so it's up to you to counter that. Vanitas is just a little annoying, and sometimes it's like, come on, how was I supposed to know? And I stand by that, but overall, I eventually got into the habit of saying, you know what? That is just tough luck. That's my bad. Okay, you need to stay. I'm gonna die to this thing because he won't hold still. Here we go. That was finally good. How did John do in the final organization fight in this Ansem and Young Xehanort? Not too well. I mean, eventually I beat Ansem and Zeniths at the same time so easily. But once I beat, well, first of all, I think I beat Young Xehanort only dying like once or twice before I got the rhythm of everything down. But Young Xehanort was really easy to beat. I still had Xemnas and Ansem left, and that's why I was having problems, because Xemnas would attack you up close while Ansem attacked you from afar, and it was so hard to guard or dodge at all. But eventually I got it down. By the time I finally did beat him, it just felt so easy. But yeah, I definitely do have to play critical mode again at some point, just for the sake of doing it. And at some point, I'm going to try doing level 1. Not anytime soon. I need another break of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Nothing to it.
So, yeah, with Kingdom Hearts 3, I think I'm going to try to do some other challenge or whatever with it, like every few months, especially because they're actually going to be updating the game. So when that new, like, Remind DLC comes out, I'm definitely going to cover on that. And then when the time comes, I'll also try level 1 critical. I don't know when it's going to be, it's just, it's going to happen one way or another. And a punishment, huh, John? For now, yes. I'd rather be punished in other games than just Kingdom Hearts 3 for now. The game was so easy that I felt like I was going in blind whenever I finally went on critical and died 3 times before the first boss of Olympus Coliseum.
Nothing to it.
Oh, Char, I'm not trying to say that the whole fight was just easy. I'm trying to say that once I got it down, it was easy. Can I please? Thank you.
Heal. That's the power that
I was still on the fight for... I don't know, was I on that fight for almost an hour? Probably even more, to be honest. My biggest problem in the entire world, the final world, was Terranort and Vanitas, because unfairness in Kingdom Hearts 3 combat. Like, if I had the same potential moves, but in any other game style, I think, well, besides Kingdom Hearts 1 maybe. But like, if I was playing it like Birth by Sleep or Kingdom Hearts 2 or even Dream Drop Distance, I think I would have been fine on Vanitas, versus Vanitas and Terranort. The fact that they could blindside you and I kept on not being caught in combos and dying when I thought I shouldn't, or surviving when dude, that bothered me even more. Even more than dying when I feel I shouldn't have died, surviving when I thought I should have died actually frustrated me even more, believe it or not. Because I was just like, I want consistency. That's all I want. Like, sometimes I would die and be like, yeah, okay, that one I totally should have died. But if I survive when I should die, or if I die when I should survive, die when I should survive, I get mad because there's no consistency and I can't find the video game's logic. That's my ultimate problem with any video game. Like, there's different instances where it'll be like, oh, I got lucky there, or I didn't mean to do that, that was a happy accident, stuff like that, that's totally fine. But when I see something happen and I should have died from it and I don't, I actually get very salty. John, what are your thoughts on the Danganronpa games? Zero. I have no thoughts. I don't even know what the games are like or what they're about. Never seen a single clip. It's just one of those things where it's just like, yo, why do people keep talking about this? Like, I never even heard of it until, like, the past few years. Kind of like the Persona games. People kept asking me my opinions on Persona games. I never even knew Persona was a thing until Persona 4. So, let's just say I was a very sheltered, hand-me-down gamer. Whatever my family played is whatever I was able to play. So, probably one of the only games I ever played by myself, which is weird, because keep in mind, I was like a preteen, maybe. One of the only games that I played by myself that no one else had played before, because I just saw it and I thought it'd be interesting, was Onimusha on the PlayStation 2. And they actually, they did a HD remake of Onimusha recently, and it's on PS4 and Steam. But, I played the original, I played the sequel, but I actually played the sequel first. So after I played the sequel, I went and played the original, and it was so weird being limited to my abilities because it's just like Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. In terms of, in 2, you start off with everything you already had in 1, and you keep on getting more abilities and skills. So imagine going from all that to having nothing in the first game. That's exactly how Onimusha was for me. And that's one of the only games I ever played that no one else had any influence in. And I find it funny because I was a hand-me-down kid. I only played games that other people in my family or other close neighbors or something had that they gave me. So no adult handed down the rated M full of blood, gore, sexual humor, etc. And I'm just playing it. It's just like, oh, okay, I got this. I really need to focus on this. I'm sitting here rambling and I'm dying. Oh, well. I just froze on top of their heads. Okay. Batman Arkham is what comes to my mind with that. With what? The being rated M and you were just playing it for whatever reason thing, or what? Still crazy to me coming back and I'm killing all these enemies in one hit. I completely forgot I was even in this excuse me, even in this situation.
Heal. Nothing to it.
Oh, abilities from the start of the sequel. Oh, okay. Okay, so I've never played the Batman Arkham games, so I wouldn't know. Which sucks because that's another one of those games that I've had forever because of Steam, and I just never played them.
Nothing to it.
Wait. Danganronpa equals Phoenix Ripe, a lot more bloody and gruesome. Objection. What? Okay. So it's a detective game? I didn't even... Like I said, I know literally nothing. I've never even seen a clip of the game or a trailer or nothing. I'm just like, okay. So it's a bloody detective story? Or lawyer? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I have a whole list of games that I've never played that I really think I should. Like, hey, everyone tells me about these games, and I feel bad that I missed out on them because apparently I would really enjoy them. As a matter of fact, on the main YouTube channel, so Bond of Games LPs is now the Let's Play channel instead of Blah Blah LPs, just because I wanted all the name and branding to match up. So it's now Bond of Games LPs for the Let's Play channel and like Twitch VODs and stuff. But on the regular Bond of Games YouTube channel, I'm actually thinking about making either scripted or not so much podcast, but just both scripted and unscripted content of me just saying like my thoughts, concerns, etc. Top 10s, like mini reviews, etc., etc. on just whatever. And one of the ideas I have is like the top 10 games / video game series that I have not played or have not beaten that I really want to. Like, that's one of the ideas for a video I have. And I don't want to mention any of the games on the top of my head right now because I think I'd rather wait in case I actually do that. So you actually have a point of watching the video. But yeah, that's one of the ideas I've got. I have a notepad document full of like 20 video ideas that I want to do for Bond of Games. It's just a matter of when am I going to do it? Am I actually going to have enough time to do it? Because if I just stream for a few hours a day, every other day, or just 4 days, 5 days a week at the most or something like that, I could probably find plenty of time to make videos and post all that on Bond of Games, and then have the consistent, the consistent daily uploads on Bond of Games LPs, because it's all from Twitch streams anyway. Wait, what? Twitch is bormed again? Did you mean to say bored? Or broken?
Nothing to it.
Refusing to tell me their streams. Yeah, Twitch, for some reason, is starting to become YouTube with that. Like, let's just not send out notifications sometimes. I mean, I get so many notifications of people going live. I don't know if it's at a certain time where too many people are going live and I start missing them or something. I don't know.
That's the power of the Keyblade.
But yeah, Twitch is definitely still going to be the home of, like, playing through games or whatever. And then it's going to be posted over on YouTube after the fact. But I do want to make other types of content besides just Let's Plays and Let's Play live streams.
That's the power of the Keyblade.
And I've told this to a couple people. Imagine just the bastard child of the Game Explain and Arlo YouTube channels. That's basically what I'm gonna aim to be. Top 5s, top 10s, current events, reviews, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that I actually do want to start doing. And like literally whenever it's current events, it's just like, oh, this thing was announced. Here's the update on it. Here's what I think about it. What do you guys think about it? In video. Should be one of the easiest things ever.
You don't stand
Okay. I'm gonna focus for just a second to get rid of this guy. Oh wow, it actually stunned. Alright, so as soon as he gets to green health, I need to start getting him. Oops. Come on. Keep going. Come on, keep going. There we go. I just don't want him to go into his desperation move, where he just flies around. Ah, borked. Okay. Wait, I'd love to see John's reaction to like summoning Mara for the first time. Who is Mara and why is she being summoned? Come on. It's lovely that these things die in 2 hits, but if only they didn't fall too low on health to where they turned around immediately.
That's the power of the Keyblade.
Look up Persona, then type Mara. Or I could just not. Like I said, I don't know nothing about Persona either. All I know is it's got some of the best music in any video game series ever. That's all I know about Persona. I didn't even know that for like until Smash updated like the Joker trailer to say like, oh, this is how he works. It's like, and like when the meter is full, Joker will summon his persona. I'm like, those are the persona. Their personas are actually things. Like all this time, I thought it was like a Kingdom Hearts kind of deal where it's just like, well, there's something to do with the whole title of the game, but it's very vague and not really explained. I thought it was one of those kind of deals.
This should help. That's the power of the Keyblade.
So, I have been told numerous times that there is no like timeline or relevance between any of the Persona games as far as like plot and understanding goes. So should I play all of the Persona games, or are 4 and 5 the only ones that I should even really care about? Like they're so much better than the others that I shouldn't even bother, because that's what I keep hearing about. Every time someone talks about how great Persona is, they're only talking about 4 and 5. I'm dead serious. And I think that's partially why I never heard of Persona until 4, because no one really cared that much about the series. And then all of a sudden, y'all, 4 is perfect. 4 is just the most amazing, best game ever.
Heal. Nothing to it.
3 is alright, but nowhere near as good as 4 in my opinion. Meanwhile, most of the chat is just saying 3, 4, and 5 are best in my opinion. So it's one of those series where 1 and 2 weren't that great, and eventually they got better. But because you already started, you enjoyed it even more, I guess. It happens sometimes.
Nothing to it.
Persona 1 and 2 were PS1 games. I don't think that's exactly... Hold up. I don't think that's exactly relevant in terms of just straight up gameplay, because look at the Tony Hawk games, where people will say like Tony Hawk's 2 and 3 were the best Tony Hawk games and not 1 and 4, even though 3 was still on the PlayStation 1. It was ported to the PS2. I mean, that's just one random example. sometimes the longer a series goes, the worse it gets, or the less people play them. And the two that do come to mind, or rather three that come to mind, are Tony Hawk. Well, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game specifically. There's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Gran Turismo, and Tekken. Like, I feel like most people stopped caring about Tekken until more recently when the most recent game came out. But before then, it was just like, yo, 3 was the best. Fight me. Personally, my favorite Tekken game was freaking Tekken Tag Tournament. It played like Tekken 3, but it had the character roster of like 3 and 4. See, my favorite Tony Hawk was Underground 1. See, I briefly played Underground, but I didn't play it enough. But wasn't Underground more of like a story-ish game rather than just plopping yourself in a level, completing objectives, and then leaving?
This should help. That's the power of the
Or am I
keyblade.
tripping? I'm thinking of something else entirely. Okay, so there was a story. And then Underground 2, not so much. Yeah, I have heard that. Tyler told me that specifically. My stepbrother Tyler. Keyblade Master 326, if you guys remember him. Yeah, he told me the exact same thing. Because he had played them all on, like, the original Xbox, I believe. Or was it 360? I don't know. I think it was just regular Xbox.
Take that.
Whichever system it was on. I just know it was one of the two. Can't believe I'm already at Hades.
Take that.
Why did I even try guarding that? Ow.
Heal. Come on.
Feel the heat.
And I'm afraid to use Ars against Hades because he'll just do this in the middle of the combo, I feel.
Hey, you having fun yet?
I'd be having a little bit more fun if you didn't have so much health. He's throwing his fireballs right overhead. There we go.
Feel the heat.
Bruh. I'm actually just about to use Ars just to see what happens.
Hey, you having fun yet?
Come on.
Oh, you suck. Okay.
Heal.
Stop firing at me.
Heal.
He's gonna kill me with that one attack. Because I keep thinking he's gonna throw a fireball, he's just not.
That's it.
It's a little annoying that it locks on like to his upper body.
Heal.
So he automatically jumps.
Take that. Feel the heat.
Oh, this fight is annoying. What's up, big brain? Oops.
Hey, you having fun yet?
Wait. Underground was released on mobile. Frick! Why am I reading chat while I'm fighting a boss? What is wrong with me? Trying to find gameplay of it. Wait, when you say mobile, you mean like actual like mobile phones, right? Not handheld games systems. I was like, it's hard to imagine that game on a mobile device. How does that even work?
Nothing to it.
Do we count these deaths? Nope. We did it for KH3 Critical because it was a just notably hard game. Like if I ever did something like Dark Souls or Bloodborne, totally up for doing a death count on that, because I feel like that would be more the point. But now we're done. 354 was the supposed final count, because I don't know if it was 100% accurate, but that's what we had. Wait, was it? Let's just agree that Tony Hawk Ride was the worst with that stupid skateboard peripheral. Is that literally the game where you rode a skateboard? Like IRL, there was a freaking skateboard with buttons on the side.
Come on. Nothing to it.
John, you see Endgame yet? Yes, I did, and I want to be nice and not talk about it too much. Want to give it a little bit of time. Wait, yes, it was for the Wii. It wasn't just for the Wii. I think that was on all systems. Tyler had that on his Xbox. I do find it funny though with the Spider-Man Far From Home trailers. Like when they were first revealed, like the Russo brothers were just like, guys, what was it, like the spoiler embargo lifts on Monday? And it's like that gives people at least 2 weekends to be able to see the movie, because not everyone could see it because of pre-orders and all that stuff. It's like, so like the spoiler embargo lifts on the following Monday, giving you 2 full weekends to watch. Then all of a sudden, Tom Holland and friends start posting the trailer, and Tom Holland is the one in the beginning saying, if you have not seen Endgame, do not watch this trailer. There are spoilers. If you have watched Endgame, enjoy the trailer. And I just felt like that was the most ironic, hilarious thing they could have done as far as like a self-spoiler avoiding problem. Just get the most notorious spoil dropper to tell you not to watch something for spoilers.
Nothing to it.
What was it? Shoot, there was something else I wanted to say about that. Oh yeah, like they he was on Jimmy Kimmel with the rest of the Spider-Man cast. So it was kind of funny that everyone was told the same thing. Like, I'm not gonna say anything about what it actually was, like what was actually going on, but the way they got a bunch of characters to show up at the end of Endgame for it to make sense at that specific moment in the movie, they told all the actors that it was a wedding. So for those of you that have actually seen Endgame and you saw the ending and you see how everybody was like presented, to think that the actors were told this was for a wedding. They really haven't been told jack. And what's even crazier is I didn't know this. Like, you already know that they record all those MCU movies like almost simultaneously, sometimes back to back and stuff like that. Think about this for a second. They went on the record and stated, and this was during the Jimmy Kimmel thing with, I don't remember who said it. It was either, I think it was Tom Holland, who had said, basically, when, yeah, it was Tom, obviously, because he was the only one in the battle. Okay, so it was Tom Holland. Okay, anyway, he said when they recorded the, well, filmed, when they filmed those final scenes, because you know everybody comes back. That's the whole point of Endgame. You know they're going to come back. So I'm not even going to count that as a spoiler. If you don't think they're going to come back, what do you think the point of the movie is? Especially when Spider-Man Far From Home is already a confirmed thing. Like, they have to come back. Point is, when they filmed that scene,
This should help.
supposedly the movie for Black Panther had not even been released yet. Civil War had already been out. Black Panther was already a character. Spider-Man and Black Panther already met and whatnot.
Nothing to it.
But in terms of film release and film recordings, they recorded that scene before Black Panther was actually released.
Take that.
When that shows you how far in advance they actually planned everything. So for anyone who believes that anything in this series was left to chance, or like, hey, you remember that thing? Let's tie that in. Let it be a little Easter egg. No, they planned the whole
Hey, having fun
thing.
yet?
They planned Endgame
That's it.
when Iron Man 1 came out. Like, everything was meant to come out. Everything that happened is exactly how it was meant to be all along. That is insane to me. That they have 10 years of like movie insight ready to go. They didn't have all the casting done, but they had all the writing done.
Come on.
Is that all you got?
And by the time Spider-Man came through, dude, for him to have already been part of filming the final thing before Black Panther was released. My God.
Come on.
Feel the heat.
That's on some like J.K. Rowling level of like really planning ahead, because I don't know if you guys knew this.
Having fun yet?
I don't remember exactly where I read it, but apparently in an interview, J.K. Rowling, when she was, is it Rowling or Rowling? I always forget. Point is, when she was writing the Harry Potter books, she actually wrote the idea for the beginning and the idea for the end, and then started filling in the blanks. And just some things happened to change along the way, which changed like the initial blueprint. So at the very beginning, before she even released the first book, Harry was supposed to win against Voldemort
This should help.
and in the future marry Hermione. Like, that was actually originally the idea. And she's just like, nah, at some point during writing, I just made it Ron and Hermione and then Harry and Ginny. That happened. It was like, what?
Feel the heat.
TJ's like, dude, spoilers. Nah, man, nah. I believe
Hey, having fun yet?
Heal.
at the very least, well, rather at the very most,
Feel the heat.
let's say a movie is in theaters. If the movie has been in theaters and then eventually makes its way to either Netflix or home video or
Hey,
whatever,
having fun yet?
maybe a month after it comes to home video, you could say everything you want. If we're gonna sit here and make the spoilers joke, I'm just gonna throw that one out there on a more serious note. Just imagine us trying to write and direct an entire decade-long movie franchise. Yeah, a decade-long movie franchise of 20 movies, 20 plus movies. They average more than 2 movies a year. And at the beginning, we hardly even realized that it was gonna be like that. Like, dude, here's the funny thing. I always knew that, like, at some point, I had only watched the Iron Man movies at first. I didn't watch Thor. I hadn't watched Captain America. So, like, I had watched the Iron Man movies, and then, well, Iron Man 1 and 2, obviously, and then I did watch Avengers.
Nothing to it.
But then later on, like, I thought it was one of those basically comic book things where all these characters do exist in the same universe, whatever, but I didn't think there were canonical movies, like every single thing connected right away. And then when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and then some people were telling me like, oh look, it's another Marvel movie. It's just like okay, they were saying how, you know how X-Men has its own series, and now like the Avengers and all had their own series. And I was like, oh, that is how it works? Okay. But go on. And they're like, well, now they got Guardians of the Galaxy. Then all of a sudden, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, wait. When I watched the Secret Ending, I'm like, not Secret Ending. I'm so used to video games. The after credits scene showing everything actually connecting. I was like, wait. So what I thought was this new thing is just straight up part of the same universe as these other movies. Like, they all still connect. I didn't know that until that moment, because everybody had told me differently. And then that's another reason why I had asked, like, when it first came out, I was like, is Venom another MCU movie? And people were like, I don't know. But then after watching it, they're like, nah, not even close. I'm like, okay. I just thought it would make sense for a Venom movie to come out now that, you know, Spider-Man movies are coming out. Like, for there to be a Spider-Man versus Venom kind of thing later on. And you know they've got to have one more, oh geez. They got to have one more Spider-Man movie. Because Tom Holland already signed on to do 3 solo movies and 3 cameos. Or whatever they wanted to call them. Features. So, hold on. You think that's what Nomura did? I don't think so. Well, okay. Rather, I think he did the Harry Potter method rather than the MCU method, where he wrote a beginning and an end and then kind of filled in the blanks as he went. I think that's how it actually went. Oh, I got the Heartless Hunter trophy by complete accident. Cool, I don't have to grind that one out anymore. Should have known I'd be able to get enough just from the tournaments. Nomura is just crazy. A little bit. But at least he's not Toriyama crazy. Dude, Toriyama didn't plan jack. I don't remember if this is fact or fiction, but I think I had read somewhere that Toriyama, when he was writing Dragon Ball Z, he made the whole bibbidi bobbidi boo thing as crazy as possible because he wanted the series to end again. So, like, Dragon Ball was supposed to just be Dragon Ball, and then Dragon Ball Z was like the final thing. Like the Saiyan origins being explained, all that good stuff, and then the annihilation of Frieza, who set everything in motion, and that's the end of the show. Then all of a sudden they're like, no, we demand more, and he's like, okay, and then he started working on the Android Saga. Then he finished up with the Cell Saga. He's like, okay, now we're done. He's like, nope. He's like, all right, well, I intentionally killed Goku, so fine, it's Gohan's story. But we want Goku. Fine. An Elder Kai from the generation before the one that I'm writing, he sacrifices his life to save Goku because it's most important to save the universe, I guess. Yay! Then all of a sudden, writing later on, he forgot that Super Saiyan 3 was actually 3. Dude, when I found out that Toriyama admitted to forgetting about Super Saiyan 2 as it was, like, dude, he thought Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2 when he was writing Battle of Gods. What? Like, how? How do you forget that? So that's why in the movie, like, there was some fact checking or whatever, and he's just like, when he finally went Super Saiyan 3, is like, if that's too much, I could dial it back to 2 for you. But like how he basically did to Beerus, like what he did to Boo, is like, this is a Super Saiyan, this is Super Saiyan 2, this is Super Saiyan 3. He forgot about Super Saiyan 2 as it was being written, and they were just like, well, you see, Toriyama. Oh yeah, that's right. How did I forget? I don't know exactly how it went down, but that was like the gist of it. Come on. We're almost done with this solo mode, and then we got to do time attack and hopefully finish in the time. 2 more battles, and there's like 13 minutes on the clock. Dude, if I didn't die against Hades, I would have finished like probably 10 minutes ago. Because I had to redo all those other fights plus Hades. And I'm on the second to last fight here. Oh, wait. Toriyama doesn't remember half the characters from the OG Dragon Ball series, like in interviews. You can tell he drew them, but doesn't know who they are. Really? I know one character for a fact that he's done that with. Launch. He completely forgot about Launch for Dragon Ball Z. She cameos in the Cell Saga. No. It was the Boo Saga. Where everyone's just drinking away or whatever. Yeah, he did forget Tao. Which, Tao only showed up again in Dragon Ball Z during filler, right? Like, he met Gohan and Goku at different times, but I think both, well, one of them was definitely filler, the episode called The Girl Named Lime, but the episode where Goku goes around and collects the Dragon Balls to restore everybody for these final days or whatever, like everyone killed by Cell, I think that was also filler. It was literally just supposed to be, oh, I'm gonna go get the Dragon Balls. And he just gets them.
Nothing to it.
Yeah, as far as the writing for Kingdom Hearts is concerned, though, in Nomura, I'm pretty sure he wrote the beginning and end idea. So I think it was no accident about, like, the organization and the true organization, Xehanort and all of his time travel forms. I think all that was already set in stone. I think that was meant to happen and wasn't made up. So, you know how in Kingdom Hearts 1, like, you see Ansem, but he's all like cloaked and whatnot, and like he's not in a physical form or whatever. I think that was already planned to be Xehanort's heart cast out, like to visit in time. Like, I 100% believe that is exactly how it was meant to be. However, the Guardian thing, how it turned out that Terra was really the Guardian all along, that is something that I think was made up along the way. Because even in Birth by Sleep, I wouldn't say that Terra was the Guardian there. Alright, let me make sure I actually beat this real quick before he knocks me down and kills me. Because he's done it a couple times now. To think in a few years, and by a few years I mean 13 years, Sora will be having a much bigger, badder battle with this same Titan.
Take that.
Oh yeah, Donald saved the Queen, and then Goofy gets saved the King. Right. I honestly forgot this is how you got it and not synthesis. Yeah, so instead of just strength boost, you get more magic. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and save. I think I only got 1, maybe 2 levels since I started here. Wait, 58. Thought I only got 1 or 2 levels. Got 4 levels. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take our little break, and then when we come back, we're gonna do the time attack mode, and I'm not sure if that's gonna do it for the whole night, but, yeah, break time.